Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news reads, El-rufai's son boasted, "I was trained to destroy my opponent," as Senator Shehu Sani cools off in EFCC net. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we want you to just bless us with your to hit on that red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos on YouTube. All right, let's listen to the news.
Governor Nasser el-Rufai's son, Bello, who reacted to reports of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC), arrested former Kaduna lawmaker Shehu Sani over an alleged extortion, disclosed that he was trained to destroy his political opponents. Bello, who alongside his father have been at loggerheads with Shehu Sani, stated that there's a limit to how deceit under the veil of populism can take one. He tweeted, "There are reports that former senator and current contender of the best blogger of 2019, Comrade Shehu Sani, has just been arrested by EFCC operatives on a fraudulent-related case. There's a limit to how deceit under the veil of populism can take you, a leopard and sports." According to him, he said that after a Twitter user commented on how much Bello would love the news than anyone else, the Kaduna governor's son wrote in a now deleted tweet, "I was trained to destroy my opponent." Because you can see it is actually fully written there.
All right, thank you very much. This is a very serious issue. One of the things that we must be overly careful with is allowing our, what I would call, position intoxication, being power drunk. Senator Shehu Sani had been a very reputable senator who had represented his people in the 8th Senate, and he had been at loggerhead with the leadership of Muhammadu Buhari, but more concentration where they really have issues between him and the Kaduna State Governor el-Rufai. Oftentimes you see them, exchanging words in the internet, and Shehu Sani, Senator Shehu Sani, is a very good orator. He's also a very good writer, and that's why the son of this guy, son of el-Rufai, is calling him a blogger, because he writes very well. Now, after all that he has written, and based on what we've heard, though it's still alleged, he's already now in the EFCC net, it's still alleged he was involved in some fraudulent activity which has ended him where he is right now. And unfortunately, he is not even in the good books of the present day government. This guy has spoken, he has said a lot of things. All Nigerians have the right to talk, but oftentimes it's most important that when you're talking against the government of the day, try to ensure that you have a clean slate. If not, it may land you into trouble. But my colleague will just give you, a summary of what actually happened.
A brief overview of how it all took place. According to what we heard, Shehu Sani, during his time of being the senator, then when he was still a senator, he had a friend that owned a car dealer, a prominent car dealer in that same state where he was in, that is Kaduna. Then he had issues, so he had to meet the car dealer and told the car dealer had issues and told the car dealer, "Look, I am a friend to the EFCC boss, that's Brian Mago. So look, why don't you give me $30,000 and so that they won't come visit, the Anti-Corruption Commission won't come visiting you over an alleged business they had then, as in the car dealer had then." So, but along the line, he, according to what we heard, he allegedly availed Shehu Sani the $30,000, and when the car dealer got to find out that it wasn't as he has promised, the argument ensued, until finally it got to the hearing of Ibrahim Mago, where his name was being used, as the fact that he was telling the guy, "Look, I'm very close to Mago. Whatever it is, I would help you. I will talk to him. You won't need to. Your name won't be mentioned on this issue." So finally, Mago got to hear about this whole allegation and counter-allegation over his name, and several calls were put to Senator Shehu Sani, of which he refused to pick. When they called, he refused speaking the call. They now stormed his house, and forcefully arrested him. Right now, as at the time of this reporting, he's still with EFCC custody. But be that as may, you have seen that the young man, the son of el-Rufai, have started reacting. I would have said it was quite quick for the young man to start reacting, knowing fully well that his father is a prominent man. The father is the governor of the Kaduna State governor. Although between the two of them, sometimes when I get to see that tweet, I see it as more like a comic relief. Here, Kaduna State governor will call Shehu Sani a common blogger, that because he had lost in the last primary, so he couldn't get back his seat as a senator, that he has been reduced now to a common blogger. And Shehu Sani returned back to him and said, look, at least I'm doing something for a living. You are ordinary. You are not even just a short man. You have been reduced to a dwarf, a MILF. In fact, not just a dwarf, that you are now less than a dwarf. You can't even be seen. And if and all that, you called him so many terrible names between the two of them. But for the son to have come out online and said that he's been trained to destroy his opponent, that's strong, really strong, coming from a man of from a son of a man that's supposed to be a governor.
That it's really a serious issue that must be dealt with, because that word, and trust me, bloggers have a way of capturing. They follow up all these guys. So whatever you're doing, it's already there. Even if it's been deleted, that's why if you look at our thing, you see it's been snapshot and it's there, and that's an indication that people just are tracking you just to make sure that everything you say is being, talked about. Using such a word is really, really indicting in the sense that it's as if he is behind everything that just happened. It's as if he's the one that, spearheaded everything. Yeah, we know that Shehu Sani, got involved with a car dealer and all of that. But it's like he's the one that brought up the case. He's the one that expedited everything. He's the one that pushed ahead everything. And finally has landed Shehu, which therefore means that he's already putting himself as an opponent to be reckoned with. He's putting himself. The father is already a known figure he's known as one of the political gladiators in the north. But right now, what his son has said, which I believe that he's a really young guy, but what he has said right now, he has pushed himself ahead of his father right now. So if people are trying to look at how to handle, the political atmosphere in Kaduna State, he's trying to tell everybody that you must put me into consideration. I'm one of the persons in Kaduna State that is so influential, and I can do a lot of things. I've been trained in the act of handling political opponents, and I know how to put them where they belong. And it's such a very, serious statement that if taken up, it can, take him extra mile. It can cause things that he least expected. And that's one thing I believe that must have triggered him to immediately delete it,
You're saying it very madly. He said, I'm being trained to break you down. The word destroy is a strong word.
Very strong. Very strong.
Destroy can mean anything. Contextual meaning of destroy itself is bad. Yeah. So for you to say, I've been trained to destroy, which means I've been trained to annihilate. Yes. I've been trained to kill. I've been trained to take away. I can even be a kidnap and assassin. Yes, an assassin.
I can assassinate
and even assassinate you as a person because he's trained to destroy. See, that word destroy is strong. It has so many. Bloggers can read different meaning on that word destroy. I'm sure the father must have seen this and told him, take it down. He didn't, because I'm sure he, out of emotional, the being the fact that you are in position of power, your father is in position of power, you feel that what can possibly come to me, who can possibly harm me? Yeah. The anti-craft are my father's friend, the president is my father's friend. Probably he goes to Aso Rock with his father to see the presidency, and so the presidency, and all that, the corridor of power. So who can possibly, I've been trained, we know how to destroy the opponents, really. So let me just say it. And the father must have said, look, Nigeria is not how you see it, especially on media space. What you say out of this, even me, I won't contend it. And they must have, and trust bloggers, as soon as all they need is snapshots. Was it written? Yes, that's all. And if Shehu Sani comes out of this, just this alone, he can sue everything out of it. If any harm comes his way, if you can sue, you can sue the president, the el-rufai son. That since you have been trained to destroy, are you trying to destroy me? One has to be very careful in the use of words. And I also believe that, with what he is saying now, with what the son of el-rufai is saying, he's now saying, by default, what I could deduce is the fact that they're now looking out for their opponents that are very vocal. Every opponent that is vocal, every opponent that has a voice, every opponent that people tend to listen to, it looks like they're actually out for them. That means the likes of FFK, as Femi Kayode, should watch it, because it looks like they'll be fanning around looking for something, just anything to hold him. So he needs to be very careful and all that. But then from that statement, I wonder, as usual, even if there's going to be something that will come out of it, it has a way of always dying down. They'll just throw the thing under the carpet.
All right, thank you very much. That's where we are going to leave it. That statement, how indicting is that statement made by the son of el-rufai, Bello, saying that he's been trained to destroy his opponent? What do you think may be the result and effect of that statement if Shehu decides to react? That's where we are going to leave it. Go to our comment section, let us interact, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos on YouTube.